I'm telling you, Joe, you can get it anywhere. Like, I get it at the Walmart off of Belvedere, which is just a quick drive. $55, which is nothing, especially for you.
Right.
And I use it pretty much on the days where I know I'm going to be out and about for a while. Speeches, golfing, interviews, you know, all that.
I'm not big on skin products, though. Like, I don't really think I need it.
Joe, at your age, you need to be conscious of your skin. At least some moisturizer, for God's sake.
You talk like it's magic.
I'm serious, Joe. It could go a long way.
I don't know, Donald.
With a good routine, you could look a whole 2 years younger.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Just you wait, Joe. When the next election comes around, people are going to look at you. Then they're going to look at me and think, wow, Trump takes care of his skin.
Yeah, okay.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Barack.
What's up, Barry?
Remember when we played Mario Party 5 a while back?
And got dunked on by Boo?
Do I remember the game which had me wake up in a cold sweat thinking about that floating ball sack?
Yes, Donald.
Why, yes, Barry. Why do you ask?
I'm having an impulse to jump back in for a rematch, and I want you two to join me.
Oh, yeah?
An interesting idea, but I don't know.
Look, I know that it was frustrating, Donald, but I actually have an idea which could get us in the mood.
What you got?
Well, we haven't done a tier list in a hot minute, so I figured why not do one on the Mario Party series?
To get the juices flowing.
Yes, Joe.
That actually sounds like a great idea.
Cool. I already got the list going. How should we get this party started?
Should we start with the handheld games?
Ooh, yeah, we can start with one of my most favorite portable titles.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many hours I put into Mario Party DS. I personally think that it's one of
That's a great game, too, but I'm referring to a different title.
What, the Switch games? Personally, I don't consider those
Mario Party Advance.
I feel something coming.
Is there something wrong here?
Joe.
Let me tell you a story.
Oh, my God.
It was the summer of 2008, a little while after Barack had chosen me to be his VP. Before the two of us hit the road together to travel the country, Jill had presented me with a congratulatory gift. A nifty little Game Boy, which was a really cool navy blue color. In that Game Boy was a single game, the first one she found in the store, she told me. That game was Mario Party Advance.
Did she pull it out of the bargain bin?
Donald.
I'm serious. Mario Party DS had come out a year prior. She really went with that game?
Yes, Donald. I played it every time Barack and I were on the road, completing all the missions and collecting all the gadgets. Truly, it was a wonderful game to pass the time.
You really did put a lot of hours into that game.
So am I really about to listen to you prepare a case for why this game is a high-tier title because of nostalgia?
I mean, I'm thinking about it, but...
Come on, Barry. How do you feel about Advance?
Honestly, I don't really care for it.
Oh, Barack, come on.
Joe has his reasons for liking the game, but I think it strays too far from what makes a high-tier Mario Party title.
Thank God, Barry, the voice of reason.
So you don't care for it, but would you call it bad, Barack?
Joe, we're talking about a Mario Party game which only has 4 playable characters.
And
it puts most of its energy into its single-player mode.
Okay, I can understand the small roster, but what's your beef with Shroom City?
Mario Party is supposed to be about a fun, chaotic multiplayer experience, not a boring compilation of forgettable errands.
Errands, Donald?
Yes, Joe, errands.
That's so shallow.
What do you mean?
Joe, the Shroom City campaign is mid at best.
I disagree. The characters you meet in Shroom City have really enjoyable dialogue, and they each go through a wacky situation, some of which I find to be pretty touching. Like the gambling game where you help the penguin win enough money so he can buy his lady a pretty ring. Or the Thwomp mystery where he calls the police just so he has an opportunity to make friends because he can't leave his house. Hell, you even help a struggling comedian find his inner confidence by helping him with his performance.
Do not try to talk up that mission. It fucking sucked.
Yeah, you may have a point there. But my point here is that there's a lot of creative types of missions and mini games you play that I think make it a fun ride. Even the gadgets that the characters give you are fun to mess around with.
The final minigame Bowser throws at you was pretty disappointing, though.
Maybe, but Trap Floor is still pretty addicting to play.
Fair.
So where would you place this game, Joe? Because if you ask me, I think this game is an easy D. Possibly even sleepy tier if we're going to compare it to the other installments.
No fucking way, man. The game ain't that bad. While it may be different, I think it still holds its own unique charm, which makes it an interesting game to revisit even after all these years. Besides, it was a Game Boy title. Did you really expect it to go as hard as the mainline games? I mean, if you're going to say that this game's experimentation was a miss, one could at least argue that it was more excusable than the crap that they made for the 3DS, and especially both 9 and 10.
I think I can get behind that logic.
You're so easily swayed.
Look, I'm not going to stand up to defend Advance, but I would at least say I'd likely revisit it before the 3DS games. With that said, I'm thinking C tier would be fair. Do you agree with that, Joe?
That's a fair ranking.
Fine, put it in C then.
Now, before Joe brought up Advance, Donald, you were talking about DS.
Yes, that game is truly exceptional for a handheld title.
I agree. I thought the gimmick of everyone being small was really creative. It gave us a fantastic series of boards like Bowser's Pinball Machine, which I think is among one of the best boards in Mario Party history.
Definitely one of the GOATs for sure.
I really enjoyed the puzzle modes. I remember playing each one of them for hours at a time.
The story mode also had some decent boss minigames, which were a lot more interesting than the newer bosses seen later in the series.
Some of them were okay, but the Bowser battle was actually kind of sad.
But you know, this was a Mario Party that I never really got to enjoy as a multiplayer experience. I could never get anyone to play with me.
I can't say the same. I had a few business colleagues that used to play this with me in between meetings.
Yeah, same.
So where would we rank this game? Is it worthy of S tier?
No, I don't think so. It's more of an A for me.
Really? You think so?
While it is a fantastic game, especially for DS, I personally think that there are other games in the series that did a better job at being a replayable experience. Going off of what Joe said, if you try to revisit the game now, it's likely to be a solo experience, as quite a few of the other titles are a lot more easier to pick up and play with friends, whether it be through consoles or emulation.
Yeah, that's true.
A it is then.
Okay, so Joe, you're a bigger 3DS guy than both Donald and myself. Based off what you said a moment ago, am I to understand that you didn't like Star Rush or Island Tour?
The 3DS had a lot of soulless titles, and both of those games are no exception.
Then let me ask you an honest question, Joe. If you ignore your nostalgia and only look at it from a technical standpoint, is Mario Party Advance better or worse? Okay, I see you're thinking about it.
Do you like the games?
Absolutely not. But when I look at them, I have to say that they at least carry some of the elements that make Mario Party good.
But how well do they implement those elements? Sure, they got some boards and some okay mini games, but when I look at the time they came out, I feel like I could argue that DS could have been used as the perfect reference of how to make a better portable Mario Party game.
Yeah, but instead the developers wanted to experiment with something that honestly wasn't all that great.
But Advance was just so fucking off from what makes Mario Party so fun and replayable.
It had more heart, Donald. Yes, it was very different, but when considering the hardware limitations as well as the overall timing, I could find the Game Boy title having more of an excuse to sway from the other games than the 3DS titles.
So because it was on Game Boy, that excuses it from being worse.
Advance was definitely more creative than Star Rush and Island Tour. Sure, its overall concept is a miss when compared to the mainline games, but I do personally find more enjoyment from it than either of the 3DS titles. And both of them just felt so unbearably dull. For that reason, I would say they're both deserving of the D tier rank.
Agreed.
Yeah, I'll admit you two opened my mind a bit there. What game is next?
Should we consider the Switch games as handhelds?
See, as I was going to say earlier, most people honestly just consider them mainline titles.
Technically, you can play them as a handheld game.
Yeah, I've done it.
Well, we're already talking about them, so let's just talk about Super Mario Party first.
Wait.
What's wrong?
I feel like we're forgetting something.
Really, what other handheld title are we forgetting?
Oh, this game. Mario Party, the top 100.
Oh,
Please.
you said that with so much enthusiasm.
Not big fans of this game, I presume?
We could have been talking about the Switch titles right now.
Sleepy.
Yeah, that game was a total waste of time.
You sure?
Yes, Barry. Why the hell would I bother with a game that only has half of what made Mario Party great?
Yeah, I figured that'd be the response there.
What's that other picture in the lineup? Mario Party E?
Oh, that's, let me see. Mario Party E is a board game for the Game Boy Advance that uses the e-reader accessory. It was released on February 17th, 2003. It comes with 64 cards, a playboard, and an instruction booklet. The game was only released in North America. The game makes use of artwork and characters from Mario Party 4.
Sleepy tier.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, no thank you. So back to the Switch titles. Donald, what were you going to say about Super Mario Party?
It's one of my most favorite guilty pleasures.
Why is it a guilty pleasure? The game's fine.
I mean, if we're going to compare the two Switch games, Superstars is definitely superior.
In terms of the primary gameplay, yes. And I would argue that Super has the blandest lineup of boards in the franchise. However, the different game modes are enjoyable enough to still make it a pleasant experience.
It's also the friendliest Mario Party on the list, as they just throw coins at you for just about everything, even a simple high five amongst teammates in a team minigame.
On the topic of teams, I do actually really enjoy the buddy gimmick they went for. I love building up my team every time I landed on an ally space, as it gave me access to different dice and even more support during those ally mini-games.
Yeah, the ally gimmick was pretty cool.
Speaking of the dice, it's actually funny to think about how this game actually had a tier list.
That's true.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. Who were the S-tier characters in this game again?
I'm looking at a couple of lists right now. Seems like the majority of people believe the best characters to be Wario, Donkey Kong, Bowser, and Boo.
Ugh, seriously.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Go figure.
Gotta be a fucking try-hard even in this game.
So where would you two place this game?
If you ask me, I'd say B tier. It's got a fantastic roster, the biggest in the series, as a matter of fact. But overall, it just doesn't have the same qualities that made Superstars and the earlier titles so good.
Yeah, B's fine with me.
And what about Superstars?
One of the best installments in the Mario Party lineup.
Very true, Joe. This game is the best modern Mario Party experience to go back to.
What would you consider modern?
Anything after 8.
All right. I do agree. This game brought back a lot of amazing boards and mini games, which makes this an exceptional experience with friends.
I also got to pay my respects because it's the first official game to give the players the online experience everyone was yearning for.
Too bad about Spaceland, though.
Yeah, every Mario Party's got that one board.
Not DS.
Now, if I'm being honest, Donald, Kamek's library was not that memorable.
Wrong, Barry. Bad opinion.
Whatever, Donald. So I'm feeling high A tier. Do we all agree on that?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So let's get this out of the way. Where are we putting Mario Party 9 and 10? Are they above or below Advance?
Above.
Below. Oh, come on, Donald.
Why don't you come on, Joe? I mean, honestly, we gave you some rope with Star Rush and Island Tour, but 9 and 10 are more approachable than Advance.
But they got that fucking car.
So does Advance.
Yeah, the whole campaign.
That game was the pioneer of the damn car.
Look at it this way.
No, Joe.
Damn it, Donald, look.
Jesus.
Both the Wii and the Wii U were perfectly capable of running a good Mario Party game. Mario Party 8 may have been pretty average. But the horrible direction they decided to go with 9 and 10 was just more inexcusable.
No, see, you can't just keep saying that. You can't just keep saying, no, Donald, nuh-uh, Barry. Mario Party Advance has more of a right to be a bad game because it was the first to be a bad game.
It was not a bad game.
9 and 10 are shit shows, yes. But you can still find a way to make them fun with friends.
I don't fucking agree.
Well, I agree.
What the fuck, Barack? Every board is a linear path. Advance's board actually allows exploration.
Well, in Advance, you can also run out of gas if you lose mini-games, which sends you back to the start.
If you're a fucking scrub, sure. But losing in Shroom City doesn't erase progress. In fact, you would have to exit and rejoin as a different character anyway, because each of the 4 characters have unique missions that only they can complete.
Which is annoying.
You're fucking annoying.
Jesus, calm down, Joe. You're fucking up your mic.
So, Donald, what good things can be said about 9?
Some of the boards can get creative. There are 7 of them which each have unique concepts and bosses. I also give them credit for having 3 different types of cars. The extra details are appreciated. But here's a hot take, if I'm going to be honest, while 10 had less boards, I feel like they were a little more interesting. Not to mention the boss battles were better.
Yeah, the only thing I can really give 10 credit for is having one of my favorite Bowser battles in the franchise.
Fair enough.
The Bowser Party mode was dog shit, though.
True, it's unbelievably one-sided.
It's pretty fun being Bowser, though.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd find some appeal in being the asshole in that mode.
Of course, I'm the asshole, Barry.
You wouldn't find me playing either of these games unless there was some kind of personal benefit.
That's pretty silly, Joe.
I'm sorry, they're just not fun.
Well, as a multiplayer experience, I think you can still find some more enjoyment out of what they have.
Agree to disagree.
I fucking hate it when people say that.
Sorry, boys. I got my personal feelings, and they are what they are.
Whatever you say, buddy. So, Donald, I'm thinking high C for both.
Despite Joe's feelings, that works for me.
I would have put them in C anyway.
If you were going to put them in C, then why get all fucking boo-hoo, crybaby, butthurt bitch over?
I put them below Advanced, Donald. Were you not fucking listening to me?
Calm the fuck down, please. It's mainline time.
Hey, I'm not the one crying. Now, put 8 in B.
No.
What do you mean, no?
8 is a Wii console classic. B is too low for it.
What? Huh?
I remember being hyped when I saw it on the old commercials. We would like to play.
Barry, 8 is the middest fucking shit.
You can fuck right off with that opinion, Donald.
When's the last time you played it?
About a couple of years.
So enough time for you to forget about the shitty motion controls?
They were not that bad.
Agree to disagree.
Fucking.
Let's walk through a few pros. Mario Party 8 has one of the best rosters.
That's true?
It also had some pretty fun minigames.
Name 5 right now.
Gun the Runner, Booting Gallery, Saucer Swarm, Scooter Pursuit, and Breakneck Building.
Acceptable.
It also has some decent boards.
Oh, like Goomba's Booty Boardwalk?
Yeah.
No, you fuck muffin. Like Koopa's Tycoon Town, which is one of the absolute best boards in the franchise.
That's true, Donald.
Fuck Muffin.
That board reminds me of a Monopoly game.
Exactly. You got to play like a true capitalist, which is something I thought Donald would appreciate.
It's a fantastic board, Barry, but it's like the only memorable one from the game.
The train one was pretty all right.
Yeah, it's just all right. Sure. This game is fucking mid, Barry.
It's not, Donald.
Middy, the game is shitty.
Joe, are you not going to back me up here? Come on, you and I had several sessions where we both had a lot of fun.
That's true. I do enjoy this game. But you know what, Barack? I don't recall you being by my side a moment ago when I fought for Advance.
Oh, no, you fucking don't.
So, yeah, I say this game goes in B tier, Donald.
Thank you, Joe. Consider this payback for your take on Galaxy 2, Barry.
You know what? You two said you liked this game back in our last Mario Party 5 session. Now you're talking shit about it?
Well, yeah, because I'm comparing it to the N64 and GameCube games. Is this one even your favorite?
It's one of my favorite Wii games.
Okay, Wii games. But is it your favorite Mario Party?
Not,
Barry?
It's not my favorite.
It's not your favorite.
No.
Then why the fuck are you fighting so hard for it?
It's the first fucking game I played on Wii, Donald. It's got a special place in my heart.
Well, isn't that fucking precious? Now put it in B.
Just put it in B, Barack. This is getting uncomfortable.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Now, do you want to jump into the 64 games, or should we just go to GameCube?
Let's go backwards for a bit and talk about 7. If you want to talk about a mid-game, Donald, I think this is it.
Really?
Between the 4 GameCube games, I've honestly played this one as well as 4 the least, so I don't really have much of a personal connection with it. But one of the main things that keep me away from this game is how aggressive Bowser is with the whole Bowser time gimmick. You can spend your time grinding out mini-games for coins, and then after 5 turns, the fucker does something that costs you 20 coins for no reason. I couldn't tell you how many times that fucked me over.
A fair argument, I suppose. This game wasn't too bad, but it certainly isn't the best of the 4 GameCube titles. But I do have to give it credit for having some cool boards.
They were okay, but I honestly don't believe that they hold up as well as the boards from the other 3 games. So I'd say bottom of B.
What do you think, Joe?
I never gave a shit about this game. Of every Mario Party game, I played it the least. But I realize that isn't fair to it. So I guess if you two agree on B, then that's fine with me.
All right, well, yeah, I do agree with the B rank. While we're at it, I think we should put 4 in B as well.
You sure? This one's pretty popular.
Yeah, I've tried revisiting this game, and for some reason, it just doesn't hold up as well to me.
4 is so deep in 5 and 6's shadow that I'd argue it's almost not even worth picking up.
Okay, well, I wouldn't say that, Joe.
That's a pretty harsh take.
Sorry, guys. It's really not a bad game, but I just don't really find the same level of enjoyment from it. Also, the board designs are dull as hell.
But it's got some really memorable mini-games, some of which are regarded as the best in the series.
Yeah, like Dungeon Duos and Book Squirm.
Sure, but overall, would you two play this game over 5 or 6? Well, there it is. B tier.
I feel like that's going to upset some people.
It is what it is, man. So moving on, I think we all can close out the GameCube games by saying that 5 and 6 are both S-tier games, right?
6 for sure.
Is something wrong with 5, Donald?
Not at all. I just think that 6 is in its own league.
Is that fucking right?
Because, okay, let's just take a step back and talk about 5 for a bit.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because I just feel this aura of salt just surging from your direction.
Not at all. I'm fine.
Fucking fists clenched and everything.
Just make your damn case, Donald.
Okay. The reason I like 6 more than 5 is honestly because I think they improved on the party mode. The boards didn't feel too large like some of the boards in 5 did, and then 6 also had the day-to-night cycle, which gave each area a unique twist, which kept me on my toes.
That's true. I love that gimmick.
Fair Square and Snowflake Lake are also some of the best boards in the series as well, if you ask me.
It's also cool that they had some unique boards for the solo mode, too.
True. And minigame mode also had a lot of really enjoyable modes.
You want to talk about extra modes?
Here we go.
Mario Party 5 had a very fun lineup of modes which provided hours of entertainment for me and my family. But it doesn't stop there. They had bonus modes where you can play volleyball, ice hockey, a fun little card game. Oh, and you know what else? An entire duel mode where you fight people in your own customizable tank. I
do agree, that is a cool mode, Barry. But here's a question for you. How many people play Mario Party for its side modes?
What? You just fucking propped up Mario Party 6's side modes as examples for why it was better. But now all of a sudden, the side modes don't matter for 5?
No, listen. What I'm implying is that at the end of the day, people play Mario Party for its party mode. And 6 did it better.
Oh, fuck off, Donald.
What? I'm not at all saying it's a bad game. Why are you being so aggressive?
Joe, which game is better, 5 or 6?
Fuck that. You're gonna yell at me.
No, I'm not gonna yell.
This was supposed to be fun.
This is fun, Joe. And look, I'm willing to agree that they're both S-tier games. But Joe, if you had to pick which one goes above the other, which would it be?
Despite the gun to my forehead here, I will actually agree with Barack on this. If we look at the game as a whole, I think that Mario Party 5 has enough content to keep the player's interest, thus earning it the S-tier rank.
Thank you, Joe.
Okay, fair enough. 6 just improved on 5's party mode in all ways, but I guess that doesn't matter.
They're both in S-tier, Donald.
Okay,
what do you
what
fucking
the fuck
want?
ever, Barry. Get off my back.
So, Mario Party 1?
Mario Party 1. I'm definitely feeling it's a high-tier title, but I'm not sure of its placing, if I'm honest.
There's no discussion to be had. This is an S-tier title.
You sure? It's got no items, and the other games have improved on it.
I've never been more sure about anything ever, Barry. The sheer level of fuck you energy is so unbelievably charming with this game that it is a must-play for get-togethers. Almost all the mini-games are goated, and the boards are some of the most memorable in the series.
I didn't really care for Wario's Battle Canyon.
That's unironically one of my favorite boards.
You do have a point. The way you can gain or lose coins is absolutely off the wall, and the unlockable blocks that randomly appear keep the game interesting.
This is also a certified man's game because of the legal issues it's had in the past.
That's not at all how I would put that.
The stick spinning games put hair on your chest, Barry.
For the love of God, Donald.
I see this as an S-tier game as well, Barack.
You think so, Joe?
I do. In fact, I'd argue that this game is the most replayable installment in the series. On top of it being really easy for a group to pick up and enjoy, it's super fast-paced, which is great if you're looking to play a couple of boards with the fellas in one session.
That's actually something that I really love about the N64 games. The newer games really slow things down, which honestly drags out the gameplay.
Right.
So if 1 is an S, then where would we put 2?
Okay, real talk. 2 is honestly a little overrated.
Absolutely not, Donald.
It's a great game, just not the best, Joe.
Give me one good reason, Donald. One.
It introduced Spaceland.
Okay, good argument.
Mysteryland was honestly trash as well. There was also just something about the mini games that just didn't feel as charming to me.
A good chunk of them were brought back from Mario Party 1.
Yeah, but they amped up the fuck you factor. Unlike 1 or even 3. This game doesn't feel like it has that same playful animosity towards you. It just feels like it hates you. It spits in your face and gets real close to say, fuck your family, your dog, your cat, everything that makes you smile. Here's a pirate hat.
Oh man, the outfits are so cute though. I really hope they'll bring that back someday.
Me too.
Yeah, they actually are pretty sweet.
So you don't think this is an S-tier title, Donald?
It's good, but not S-tier good.
Well, hey Donald, you like 6, right? Mario Party 2 introduced the day-to-night cycle with Horrorland.
Ooh, that's true.
And I really do love that board.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the top 5 best boards if you ask me.
And let's not forget that 2 introduced the use of items.
Yeah, but 3 improved the item system exponentially. And honestly, Mario Party 1 still manages to hold up better to me despite having no items. My final verdict here is that I think 2 is top of A. It's great, but I just love 1 and 3 more.
What are you thinking, Joe?
Yeah, go ahead and put 2 in A.
You sure?
Yeah, I can live with it being top of A.
Okay, top of A. That leaves Mario Party 3, which, I mean, come on.
Absolute, definite S-tier game.
Goated Items, The Game Guy, a fantastic series of mini-games. Oh, and Waluigi, Barack's favorite character.
My boy got his own island.
Yes, and speaking of the boards, it's got an incredible bundle of them. The best lineup of all of the N64 titles, no question.
All right, well, there it is. Great list, fellas. I know there was some back and forth, but I think we put together a pretty nice list here.
While it wasn't 100% intentional, it is kind of ironic seeing that Mario Party is all about the bickering and bitching, you know what I mean?
You have a point.
And now it's time, boys. Are your juices flowing?
Enough with the juices, Joe.
I am actually feeling pretty pumped up. Barry, go ahead and boot up Mario Party 5.
You ready for that rematch?
More than ever. Let's fucking beat that undead prick.
Oh boy. It looks like the boys are finally ready to play against their Mario Party rival, Normal Boo. Considering how their last game went, I certainly hope that they can form a better battle plan to best him. Can't wait to see how that all unravels. But for now, thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.